Happy Friday, it's Tina Marie J. Welcome to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas with your family and your friends. I know I definitely enjoyed mine. And now we're getting ready for 2018. So I'm super excited because I have for you guys a free mini ebook that I made. And it is called Let's Get Lit for 2018 because we gonna get lit. And guess what? You guys, all you gotta do is go into my website, hellobeautiful.hellolife.com, put in your email address and your name. And when you do that, then you will get an email that will contain the ebook. Make sure you check your spam folder, guys, because sometimes for some crazy reason it goes into spam and it's very annoying. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's basically just my 3 steps on how you can get lit for 2018. Getting lit meaning make your life the way you want it to be. Go after the dreams and the goals that you have that you want to go after. So that is that. Now we will get on to the video. Today is Cult Friday, and for today's topic we'll be talking about Christians telling you to read the Bible, to go to church, to read this scripture. Do you need to pray? How many of us hear this? How often do we hear this? We hear this very often. Really, there is no problem with praying. There's no problem reading the Bible. There's no problem with going to church. You have a right to do what you want. And if that's what you choose to do, then that's what you choose to do. I don't think anyone has a right to tell you whether you should do it or shouldn't do it. It is all totally up to you. However, when you are someone who is dealing with any spiritual trauma from any kind of spiritual abuse in the past or being in some sort of a cult, it can get very frustrating. So for today's video, this video is for the people who like to tell other people what they need to do when it comes to their spirituality. This is not a bashing video at all. I appreciate everyone who ever tells me if I should read the Bible or tells me that I should go to God or that I should pray. But at the same time, I think that is very tricky when you are someone who was never in a cult or you're someone who has never dealt with any kind of spiritual trauma. It is going to be very difficult for you to understand why people like me get kind of tired of hearing the same thing. This is the thing, guys. Now, when you have been a part of the ICOC or the COC or any other cult, or if you weren't in a cult, let's say that you just have dealt with a lot of spiritual trauma, you have someone who has not gone through that, who is in church, who is reading their Bible, who does consider themselves a Christian. It is difficult for that person who is no longer a part of that group because that person went through things and everything they went through may have totally screwed them up. So for them to constantly be told they need to read the Bible, you need to understand it is not that simple for people who were in spiritual trauma to just pick up a Bible and read it. It's not that simple for people who were in spiritual trauma to just go to church. It's not that simple for people to just pray away. There's a difference from when you were in the church or were in religion and you were not feeling the abuse compared to the person you become after you've left and you realize that you've been abused. Before I went through my situation and started to feel any kind of effects from being a part of the ICOC, COC, I did not realize how difficult it would ever become for me to read a Bible. Because at one point, it was so easy for me to pick up a Bible, so easy for me to pray. It was so easy for me to just go to church. And now it's not so easy. Granted, I do go to church now. I have been going for the past several Sundays. But this church experience, guys, is so different for me. And even though I go, I don't feel like I've become the church. I feel like I just go. Like, I'm definitely one of those people that people talk about in church and they're like, oh, people come to church and go home and do whatever they want. Yeah, that's me. I don't do it on purpose. It's just, I feel I need to take my time. And for me to go to church now, it may seem like a step, but I feel comfortable. And this is the only church I will ever go to. Like, I feel totally comfortable in this church. I don't feel pressured. The minute that I start to feel pressured is the minute that I'm going to want to walk out. And I'm not going to want to be a part of any church at all. If someone is coming out of a bad situation pertaining to the religion and the spirituality, you have to understand that person needs time. You can't just tell them to pick up the Bible and read it and read scriptures because God is a great loving God and they need to understand the Bible. They're not hearing that. They're not hearing any of that. All they are hearing is, you need to do it. You need to do it. Those highlighted words. What you need to do is, you need to go to God. You need to pray. You need to go back to church. You need to get to heaven. You need to read the Bible. And this is something that many of us have heard when we were a part of religion. We associate it in our mind as, I need to do this, and if I don't do this, I'm not going to get to heaven. Or if I don't do this, I'm not a good person. If I don't do this, I'm not worthy of God's love. And this is what we hear, which is the reason why I always say, yes, maybe you believe in Jesus Christ, maybe you believe in God, maybe you believe in everything that the Bible says, but that doesn't mean that you have to go around telling everyone who doesn't want to go to church anymore that they need to do it, because you need to be a little more sensitive and sympathetic and compassionate towards those who have gone through spiritual abuse. I totally understand you have everyone's best interest in heart, and there are many people on this channel who watch the videos and they constantly send me emails or make a comment telling me, read this or pray, please go back to God, don't give up on God. And I appreciate it all, because to me, I understand it's coming from a good place, it's well intentioned, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, at the same time, people like that don't necessarily understand how difficult it is to do those things, which is why I feel that when it comes to dealing with someone who's gone through any kind of spiritual trauma, you have to take it very easy. So see, I'm going to a church now, but have you seen what I went through before I started going to this church? Like, I had a panic attack. I have a video of me having a panic attack outside that very same church. I've actually had several panic attacks, but that one was like a big one, and I have grown slowly. I'm growing to get comfortable, because I have not once had anyone try to get my number to get together. I've never once had anyone tell me we need to read or study the Bible. I don't feel that kind of pressure, and I see how people are very down to earth and very open. Which, by the way, this new church allows gay couples. I just found that out, and I was in shock. I'm like, no one tells them that, you gotta be straight or you get kicked out. And they're like, no, because it's not us to judge. And I'm like, oh crap, like, this church is really freaking different. But I feel that if you are going through spiritual trauma, you have to allow yourself to give yourself the time to just take your time and take the steps that you need to take to get through the process of healing. Just because I am able to go back to church now doesn't mean that you have to start doing it too, or feel like, damn, Tina's doing it. When am I gonna get that feeling to go back? Because for me, it was unintentional. It started off with me going for that Thanksgiving thing. That was just like, oh, I was dreading it. It's just, I feel comfortable going. Let's not put all our eggs in one basket. That doesn't mean that I'm ready to start reading the Bible with somebody, or that I'm ready to just become a member. Like, yeah, I'm become a member. It's not like that. I'm still a visitor, and I feel comfortable remaining a visitor. I don't know if I'll ever be able to actually become a part of a church. I feel that I should be able to be a visitor for as long as I want, and no one should ever feel like they have to pressure me to do more, because I feel like I should go for me, not because they feel I should go. I should go on my terms, not the terms that they believe. And yeah, I'm gonna get judged. God is gonna judge me, but that doesn't mean that, people have to judge me too. In the Bible, it says you're not supposed to anyway. But in this church, I don't feel like they judge at all. So that's why I do feel comfortable going. But as I said, you have to follow your steps towards your own recovery. You have to take it easy on yourself, because right now you have to picture it like this. Like, your heart is bruised, and it's like very fragile and very tender to the touch, and you have to treat your heart like so. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't expect to just get up and go and read the Bible and pray and go to church and do all these things that you once were able to do when you're still in the recovery process. It's like you break your leg. You can't get up and get out the hospital the next day and then just start running a marathon. It takes time. You gotta limp a little bit. You're gonna look a little crazy for a while. And it's the same thing for us. I still have to take it easy on myself, and I have to understand that my boundaries are my boundaries. And if anyone does try to cross the boundaries with good intentions, I'm gonna have to let them know, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable with that. When you know your own boundaries, you are able to let other people know your own boundaries and let other people understand. I'm glad, like, thank you, I appreciate you helping, I'm glad that you care, but I don't feel comfortable with that. I'd rather just do it this way. If you go to a church where they can understand that and they can accept that, then you're in a good place. That's good. So that's for those of you who are going through spiritual trauma. And those of you who are not going through spiritual trauma, who don't understand, I hope this video helps you understand a little bit why it's not so easy for us to pick up a Bible or just go to church and go back to God, because God is the truth and the word is the truth. Especially when your belief system starts to change, your thinking starts to change, you approach the person with the bruised heart very gently, and that you show as much compassion as you possibly can. That is it for this video, guys. I will be seeing you tomorrow for our, wait, is it tomorrow? No, I think I'm gonna be seeing you guys on Sunday for our New Year's vlog, New Year's Eve, New Year's. But I'm gonna definitely be seeing you guys this weekend for the vlog. And don't forget to add me on Instagram, on Twitter. I will have those links down below in the description box. And I'll see you soon. Peace.